Insane proof of vibe shift. J.K. Rowling now. Vibe shift is so hard. J.K. Rowling has gotten less transphobic. Nothing's changed. I was being honest about how I feel as an individual, about an individual trans woman I know who was a gay man pre-transition, who I met for the first time post-transition. Objectively speaking, she has physical characteristics that make it fairly obvious she wasn't born a female, but she's a gentle, funny person. I've never referred to as anything other than she and her. I find it perfectly easy to reconcile my fond feelings towards her and my experience. Oh my God, did she meet a chill-ass trans person? Is that what happened? I swear to God, it's a one-shot. This is an undefeated theory. It's an undefeated theory. I swear to God. What do I always tell you guys, the trans folk in my community? There is nothing more powerful than being cool around transphobic people. I know it sounds like a lot to ask for, but you literally end up one-shotting people permanently. Not to say that this is a real sea change. Not to say that she's actually going to become like this, but it kind of does correspond to a theory that I'm working with, which is most people have never met a trans person, have maybe seen trans people on TV and see them as this like cartoonish depiction and don't understand. Gender obviously is very closely associated to their personhood. So it bricks their consciousness and they just increasingly go down the rabbit hole of becoming more and more insane. And honestly, the best solution to that is to, because like most normies have like not the best opinions of trans people, but they're not as transphobic as Matt Walsh, right? I haven't talked about this in a long time, so maybe it bears repeating. Most normies think trans people are weird. We know this, right? They don't understand it. They think it's weird, but they don't want to like literally actively push for legislation to like erode trans people, erase trans people, right? Like that's a totally different level of psycho that has outsized representation in American politics. Okay? But most people also have never been around trans people, or rather don't know that they're around trans people if they are. And in my experience, one of the greatest ways to combat transphobia, from what I have seen, is just being a chill ass trans person in like a normal work setting. Like a lot of people, I think, go, oh my God, I did not know it was just, I did not know it was just like that. It goes insanely long way. Now, obviously there are, you know what I'm talking about. There's motherfuckers out there who have the brain disease, right? Like being trans is not a mental illness. Transphobia, on the other hand, is a mental illness. And the deeper you go down the transphobia pipeline, the more mentally ill you become. Transvestigation, obviously, is the highest state of transphobia, and therefore the TDS, the real TDS, not Trump derangement syndrome, trans derangement syndrome. But yeah, it's just when you actually meet, if you're like in the margins a little bit, and you actually meet a trans person in your place of work, and the trans person is kind of chill, you're like, damn, my bad. And you can have a lifelong convert. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think J.K. Rowling is going to not be transphobic anytime soon. Let's be real. I mean, look, some were very female coded energy with the belief that she hasn't literally changed her sex, and incidentally, she doesn't believe she's literally changed sex either. Yeah, that's not, like, trans people don't say they, unless they're memeing, they don't say they literally changed their biological sex. They say they changed their gender, and not even change their gender, but affirm their actual gender. It's not, you're very misinformed on this. I mean, isn't there a difference? I mean, I don't really care one way or another, right? It's just, you are who you are. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want to call it is, something I will abide by. I'm not using the terms sex, gender in the way that you're predisposed to understand. I'm not saying what you think I'm saying if you have some kind of anger or resentment towards what I just delivered right here. Okay? Clippers on standby? Yes, Hasan is unlimited transphobic. Dude, you are so verbose. I can't understand what you're saying. Are you saying trans people should be chill, or being with a chill trans person changes minds? No, I'm saying both. Like, there's a unlimited potential for people who are on the border of transphobia, when they encounter a chill trans person in their workplace or whatever, at least from anecdotal evidence that I've heard from, other people, it is the maximum antidote to transphobia. But my understanding always has been that your gender is what you wear as a sleeve. It's like your inner thoughts and your outward presentation. It's a social construct, and that not only sex is not binary either in the way that it's presented, but gender certainly is not. It's a social construct. I don't know if there's new tech that I'm not privy to, but like no one ever makes an assessment on the gender of a human being off of their chromosomes. That's not a real thing. And that's the only way that you can actually figure out what people associate with sex, right? Technically. And it's ridiculous. It's unsustainable. It's not correct. And it's actually a totally silly way to operate. So when what people are referencing as sex is usually, I guess, closely associated with the your assigned your assigned gender at birth, right? When in fact, Hasan, please shut up. What? Transsexuals do say that, and they are what we are talking about when we usually talk about trans people. What? Are you British? I feel like the only people I hear use this term is British people, like older trans people or British people. No disrespect, chatter. No, you're good. It's just uninformed is chill. Hasan is right. Sex is a physical characteristic. Gender is sociological characteristics, primary and secondary sexual characteristics. Not true. It's back in style. See, there's too much new tech, man. I don't know. I just don't care, Do your thing. Live your life. I don't care. It's too complicated sometimes. Things change too much. There's always new tech. What do I always say? You got to go to the Council of Elders and then discuss. You got to go to the forest, discuss with the trans and queer Council of Elders, and then you got to come out with like a big release, and do it like every 5 years where like we got new updated tech. There's a DLC. This is what we're doing. Because like there's been attempts in the past where they'll be like, oh, we're doing, we're like AFAB was new when it first came out. You know what I mean? Like I was there when they were doing the patch notes. I remember when people were like, we're doing assigned female at birth, assigned male at birth now. We're doing AFAB, AMAB. Like that's the new designation. I was like, okay, I got it. I downloaded that. Now that might have changed. There might have been an update. I don't fucking know. You didn't buy the gender battle pass? No. Yeah, 5-year gender plans. AFAB is kind of a turf dog whistle now. If I'm being real, wait, what? The other problem with this is that who's the most tapped in with new gender tech? Transphobes. So anytime trans people come up with some new shit and they update the firmware, the transphobes are right there. They're like, ooh, new terminology. Now we can use this as a pejorative. Now we can use this as a slur. And I feel like it's a constant battle between these two fucking forces. And I just want to be nice. I want to be kind. I want to be nice. What the fuck are we doing? What is happening? Stop digging the hole, bro. I'm not. What are you talking about? You want a shovel or are you done digging? How do we start talking about this? We're talking about J.K. Rowling. Hasan Piker likens transgender movement to Android device and condones their murder. Yeah, bro. Transphobes are right there. As soon as the new patch notes come out, transphobes are waiting. Matt Walsh is like, downloaded the new shit. I don't even know. Is he still doing it? He probably is, right? I just haven't heard from him in a while because he's washed. People don't like when you play stupid. That's why Chad is behaving like that. I'm not playing stupid. What the fuck? What did I say? Matt Walsh still shit on you on Twitter. He was in your replies not too long ago posting his clips of you. Wait, really? He's trying to promote his own fucking dog shit YouTube page? Trying to get a crumb off the fucking Hasan tip? That's crazy. What a sad state of affairs. Hasan, you got your street team of aunties like me out here combating the latest barrage of smears. Mashallah for your strength, your work, and your heart. You are a bomb to the chaos of the chaos makers. May every bad eye break. May every jealous tongue tire itself out. And may only sincere people reach you. If I could, I'd pin a blue Nazar Bonjour to your jacket myself. Zohra, Afghan auntie from New York City. AFAB and AMAB are still very commonly used terms. Some trans people do use the term transsexual to refer to the fact that they have physically transitioned. There's roughly 5 sex characteristics, so trans people aren't necessarily saying they can change their sex, but they can change some of their sex characteristics, external genitalia, for example. But you are correct that no one is changing their gender. What do you mean, changing their gender? I mean, they're not, it's just gender affirmation, right? That's what it is. I thought that's what the whole process is. There's varying degrees of gender affirmation, gender confirmation, or whatever you want to call it. And you know, you can even do surgery, like boob stuff, genitalia stuff, you know, all of that is the only thing that's like unchanging is your chromosomes, but no one fucking makes an assessment off of that. That was the point I was trying to make. There's never been a moment in your life where you're like, well, what's your chromosome situation? You know what I mean? And that's where I land on this stuff, where it's like, you know, all of this is whatever. You know, you do what you want to do. You look how you want to look. The only thing that you're you know, assigned at birth is the chromosome situation, at least for now. And for the time being, like, that's the reason why so many of these fucking transphobes will try to like lock you down to that, when in fact, not a single person has ever made an assessment on, you know, your chromosomes. You don't get on hormones to change, read, alter our gender. It's to change our sex. I'm ASAP assigned swag at birth. No, Hasan, 20% of women have XY chromosomes. Yeah, but my point is you can't, that doesn't change. I wasn't saying it's binary. Chatter, you misunderstood me. I'm not saying it's binary. I'm saying even on that front, it's not binary. It's not even, I guess, bimodal. But your chromosomes are what your chromosomes are, right? Like, that's it. But it doesn't really matter anyway. No one is walking around with a science lab asking you out on a date. Yeah, exactly.